Welcome back to TMZ Sports. My name is Evan, along with WNBA superstar and co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, Renee Montgomery. And Renee, that's very important leading into this next story because you are in that ownership world of, you were a co-owner of the WNBA team, and now there is another massive name that's being kicked around as somebody who's very, very close to finalizing a deal that would make him an owner of a WNBA franchise, and that is Alex Rodriguez. Him and his close friend Marc Lore, who is the CEO and president of Walmart from 2016 to 2021. This guy's a billionaire. He is loaded. He likes Alex Rodriguez. The two of them are reportedly this close to buying the Minnesota Timberwolves of the NBA and the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA. I know the Minnesota Lynx are a storied franchise in the WNBA. You played for the Minnesota Lynx. You partied with Prince after you won a championship with the Minnesota Lynx. But my question for you is, how do you think an Alex Rodriguez affects not only the franchise, but the WNBA as a whole? We've talked a lot about how there's massive opportunity for the WNBA to grow, to explode, really. How does Alex Rodriguez affect that, and what's your advice to him?
I love what's happening. I love the athlete owner thing that's happening right now. And it's happening all over. It's not just A-Rod. I mean, there's WNBA players. Candace Parker has ownership in the NWSL. Naomi. It's like there's a lot of that happening. What I think is it just constantly adds to the brand. And I hope, and I really do have a good feeling that A-Rod will understand that he's getting a gem in the Minnesota Lynx. It's not just any WNBA team. It's one of the best WNBA teams in the league. It's a dynasty. It has excellence on and off the court. Their organization is great. So I hope that while all this talk we know is a lot about the Timberwolves, I really do hope that they understand what they're getting in the Minnesota Lynx.
What's your advice for him on how to make that franchise grow? Like, what would you say to him? Like, here's what I would do if I was you. I know that you are a co-owner of a different team, but obviously the goal is to take the whole league as a whole to the next level. So how does Alex Rodriguez contribute to that?
My advice would be to everything that you want to do to invest in the Timberwolves, do the same thing to invest in the Lynx. Don't make it two different projects, two different type of ownerships. If you're going to be an owner of both, be an owner of both.
So what does that mean specifically?
That means that, like, if you're going to invest time in acquiring a deal for the Timberwolves, well, make sure that brand is just as on board for the Lynx as they are for the Timberwolves. Make sure that you're aligning yourself with brands that understand you're not just an owner of an NBA team, you're owner of a WNBA team as well. So get brands who want to invest in the other things and don't have it just be throw-in deals with the Minnesota Lynx. Like, they need to treat them as they're both big commodities that you have in your portfolio.
Yeah. And then as far as the Minnesota Timberwolves go, I mean, that's a big deal also. I mean, it's a storied franchise going all the way back to, the Kevin Garnett days and Flip Saunders and all that stuff. But look, Alex Rodriguez, he didn't really make his name in basketball at all. He's a baseball player. Can he have the same impact in the basketball world that Magic Johnson, for example, had in the baseball world? Magic Johnson, who is one of the co-owners of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and ever since he went over there, the Dodgers have really turned everything around and become one of the premier teams in Major League Baseball. I don't know if he's single-handedly responsible for that, but obviously he played a major role. Can Alex Rodriguez learn from Magic Johnson and apply those same lessons to the Minnesota Lynx and the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Oh, absolutely. I think that if the thing that people are going to start seeing about athletes that are used to winning, a la Magic Johnson, you get used to winning on all levels. People tell me all the time that, like, when I'm responding to emails at 1 a.m., catching up, people think I'm crazy. Like, oh, aren't you off the clock yet? To me, I'm not off the clock until the job is finished. So I think that people will start to see that athletes that are used to excelling and being good and winning, that carries over not just in sport, but in business. And I think A-Rod is going to have one of those type of situations where he's going to want, like, he knows that he's a new owner on the block and he's going to want it to be good. And for that reason, he's going to make sure it is.
Do you get starstruck? I know you've been around a lot of really famous people for a very long time. You tweet with LeBron James all the time. But, like, if you see Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez at a WNBA game, are you going to be like, oh my God, that's J-Lo and A-Rod? Is there a little
Listen, I'm going to be like, yo, that's J-Lo, that's crazy. And if I see Issa Rae, it's a wrap. I will lose it if I see her. So I don't know if there's very many people I would be starstruck about, but Issa Rae is one of my favorites, like, all time. So I would probably, like, fangirl all the way out for that.